exciting is that the partnership, and that's why your presence, President Macron, is so important, because it's not just about sports. We meet in Davos every year, and there are billions and billions of dollars of partnership between France and Africa. Your country has got some of the most outstanding business companies in the world, and that's why to partner with President Ruto, to partner with Africa in business, in trade and investment, enormously important. But let's talk about football. 2.5 billion people watched the AFCON in Morocco. 6.2 billion digital views, which means billions of people worldwide were interacting and viewing what was going on in Morocco. 180 countries throughout the world were watching the AFCON in Morocco. The Moroccan economy benefited approximately $2 billion, according to Nielsen. Nielsen is one of the top research and marketing companies in the world. They are used by UEFA, they are used by FIFA. We asked them to make a study. They found that the economy of Morocco benefits to the value of $2 billion for the month during the AFCON. Next year, President Ruto will be hosting the world. He will be hosting the world, and we are going to host in Kenya, in Tanzania, in Uganda, the most successful AFCON in the history of this competition. We expect that the enormous contribution of business, of sports, of football, to job creation, to provision of skills and expertise, but also to pride and bringing people together. We will all be here, and President Macron will be here. I'll see President Macron in America when France plays Senegal. And there's going to be, and my brother is sitting there, and you know, we are all brothers. So I remember in Qatar, President Faye, when Morocco made us very, very proud. Qualified for the semi-finals for the first time in the history of the competition. But we lost to France. And I was told, President Macron, that I shouldn't be so miserable because there are so many beautiful French Africans. French Africans. They are French, but they are from Africa. So they say it's the most beautiful partnership in sports as well as what we can do in trade and investment. Just one final issue. Football unites people. We have used football to bring people together from different races, from different religious backgrounds, as well as from different ethnic and tribal backgrounds.
I know, right? It's scary. We've got big red numbers.
Okay, so
just
all I'm saying is that as I'm going to sit down, President Ruto, I'm told that when the cup comes next year, June, here, the Pamoja Cup, the AFCON Cup, Tanzania, Uganda, and Kenya have said the trophy will not leave Pamoja. So wish you all of the best. You all make us proud. Every single president from Botswana, president from Senegal, you are a dependable partner, President Macron, trustworthy partner, and President Ruto. Thank you so much. The future looks bright. Merci beaucoup.
Merci beaucoup. Merci beaucoup, Dr. Motsepe. You actually put my language skills to shame. Merci beaucoup de votre contribution. Well, distinguished guests, excellencies, we've come to the final whistle, I want to say, of our journey today. Let's please all rise, put our hands together to welcome on stage our excellencies here today, please. A big round of applause for our presidents. Please come and join me on the stage. His Excellency William Ruto, President of the Republic of Kenya. His Excellency Emmanuel Macron, President of the French Republic. His Excellency Bassirou Diomaye Faye, President of the Republic of Senegal. And His Excellency Duma Boko, President of the Republic of Botswana. Thank you all. Thank you all. You may sit, please. And I really want us to take just a few seconds to realize what's happening on the stage. We have not one, not two, but 4 heads of state here on the stage, pledging to make sports and football a real engine for the development of our beautiful continent. So allow me to start with you, Excellence Président Faye. Permettez-moi de me tourner vers vous à présent. And to everyone in the audience, the next question and segment will be in French, please. And of course, I would kindly ask you to remain silent, to pay attention to what our heads of state have to share with us today. Mesdames et messieurs, avant de procéder, je vous demanderai s'il vous plaît de bien vouloir rester silencieux afin qu'on puisse entendre ce que nos excellences ont à partager avec nous aujourd'hui. Alors, je vais me tourner vers vous, Excellence Président Faye. Donc, dans quelques mois, on l'a vu notamment sur nos écrans, eh bien, les regards du monde entier se tourneront vers Dakar pour les Jeux Olympiques de la jeunesse. Le premier événement olympique jamais organisé, il faut le rappeler, sur le sol africain. Alors, on a vu dans cette vidéo que le Sénégal se prépare, et il se prépare bien, mais j'aimerais l'entendre directement de vous, s'il vous plaît. Qu'est-ce que cela signifie pour tout jeune Africain, pas seulement pour un jeune Sénégalais, mais pour tous nos jeunes frères et sœurs qui sont à travers le monde et qui voient donc les anneaux olympiques qui vont se hisser au-dessus de Dakar. Et au-delà de l'événement, qu'est-ce qui restera? Quel héritage durable êtes-vous en train de construire?
Merci beaucoup, madame. Je voudrais d'abord remercier le président Ruto pour son accueil et son hospitalité envers moi-même et ma délégation depuis notre arrivée. Le féliciter et féliciter le président Macron pour avoir initié ce panel autour du sport et du développement. Vous l'avez relevé, l'année 2026 a été pour le Sénégal une année spéciale. Nous l'avons quand même démarré avec un titre de champion d'Afrique. Que nous entendons. Merci beaucoup. Merci à vous pour ce verdict qui est déjà rendu. Alors nous reviendrons ici l'année prochaine pour défendre notre titre qui restera intègre. Alors je dis que c'est une année spéciale pour nous, parce que c'est l'année de la 2e étoile du Sénégal en football. C'est une année aussi au cours de laquelle nous avons fait des performances sportives majeures dans beaucoup de disciplines. Et cela, il faut le noter, est le fruit d'une politique sportive hardie et qui prend en compte toutes les dimensions du sport, au niveau scolaire, au niveau universitaire, au niveau professionnel, au niveau amateur, pour les compétitions nationales comme pour les compétitions internationales. C'est une année aussi au cours de laquelle nous aurons l'honneur et le privilège d'accueillir les Jeux Olympiques de la jeunesse. C'est une première sur le continent africain et le Sénégal sera honoré d'être le premier pays à abriter une compétition d'une telle envergure. Bien évidemment, nous mesurons l'espoir qui pèse sur le Sénégal en tant que pays africain qui doit organiser un événement majeur de cette dimension, mais qui doit aussi l'accueillir. Dans notre démarche, nous disons que c'est l'Afrique qui accueille, mais c'est Dakar qui célèbre. Alors cette compétition, nous la voulons comme un cadre de partage des valeurs de l'olympisme qui sont faites autour de la fraternité, de la tolérance et de la paix. Et c'est ce que nous voulons partager au-delà de l'aspect sportif avec le monde. Évidemment, en termes d'impact, la compétition n'est pas encore arrivée, mais les investissements en matière de rénovation d'infrastructures sportives, de construction, et surtout par rapport à l'option que nous avons prise de les décentraliser au niveau des communes pour démocratiser la pratique sportive, va contribuer déjà à socialiser davantage, à renforcer la cohésion sociale et à permettre à ce que chacun puisse pratiquer le sport qu'il veut, où qu'il soit à l'intérieur du pays. Donc sur le plan des impacts, nous pouvons déjà noter ça. Et aujourd'hui, les chantiers qui sont en train d'être menés, quand on prend les ouvriers, on prend les personnes qui sont déjà mobilisées. Et sur l'héritage, donc, on aura un héritage infrastructurel, mais aussi un héritage par rapport à un savoir-faire qui sera acquis en collaboration avec l'ensemble des partenariats que nous avons noués autour de l'organisation de cet événement. Et j'en profite pour remercier le président Macron pour leur parfaite collaboration dans l'organisation des JOJ sur le volet sécuritaire et sur d'autres plans. Alors, nous appelons toutes les populations africaines, particulièrement les jeunes et les femmes, à venir accueillir cet événement africain, le célébrer à Dakar. Et j'en profite aussi pour inviter tout le monde à cette fête sportive africaine, mais aussi mondiale, et dire que réaffirmer notre engagement à abriter le deuxième sommet, après celui de Paris en 2024, le sommet sur le financement durable du sport. Et ce sera à Dakar, en prélude des JOJ 2026.
Merci beaucoup, Excellence. Jeff. Tous les yeux seront rivés vers le pays de la Teranga. Merci beaucoup de votre contribution. Allow me to speak in English now again. To turn to you, Excellency President Boko. So you've stepped into leadership at a time when the world is looking at Botswana as a hub for innovation and stability. We know that sport is a massive soft power tool. And so can you tell us, how can your country use its success on the track, I want to say, to unlock new off-field opportunities as well for our youth and our communities?
Well, thank you very much. Let me begin by acknowledging His Excellency the President of Kenya and the host of the summit, recognize President Macron, co-host, recognize my good friend and brother, Diomaye Faye, President of the Republic of Senegal. How I wish this were a relay race, because then we would deploy the blistering pace, the vitality of the Republic of Botswana, the champions. But let me thank all of my colleagues here for being here, and thank President Ruto for his hospitality and generosity since we arrived. Recognize across our continent that sport is no longer merely a recreational activity or entertainment platform. It is a unifying force, and more importantly, it's an investment opportunity that can unlock employment, tourism, infrastructure, development, youth empowerment, and regional integration. We've seen in Botswana fairly recently, a few days ago, you saw one of the most awesome spectacles of athletics leading to breaking records, personal bests, championship record times. All these took place in Botswana. You also saw, for the first time and in the most amazing fashion, that Botswana, the world's largest producer of diamonds by value, introduced something spectacularly different and embedded in the medals that were given to the successful athletes, the natural diamond. We made a statement with that. We signaled to the world, firstly, that the natural diamond carries stories, carries epic memories. It's about lives and livelihoods of real people. That infrastructure has been developed from this resource and will continue to be developed. And so sport has helped us to make plain to the world the spectacular achievements that can be made through sport and through proper utilization of the mineral wealth of any and every country. We are grateful that we are here today. We look forward to creating partnerships. We have President Motsepe here, who knows and who saw that towards the end of the contest that we held in Botswana, there were two vicious competitors, brothers towards Botswana and South Africa, and they pushed each other hard, as we always do in sport. We support each other, we collaborate with each other, we challenge each other, we push each other hard to achieve the highest standards of excellence in the different sporting codes. And we saw that between Botswana and South Africa. They deployed their very best. They came ready to compete. They competed, and they did admirably. So we are grateful for all these, and we look forward to more. And we say to all of you, if you want world records to be broken, you want to feel the vibe, the funk of sport and the unity that it brings, make sure most of your activities are held in Botswana. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Is that an invitation, Excellency, to Botswana? Is that an invitation, Excellency, President Boko, to Botswana? Oh well. Is this an invitation to Botswana? Okay, it's well noted. Yeah, so we're going to now we're going to Kigali, and now we're going to Botswana as well. Thank you so much. Excellence, Président Macron. Permettez-moi de me tourner vers vous à présent, parce que vous avez fait du sport un des piliers du renouvellement entre l'Afrique et la France. Alors aujourd'hui, nous voyons cette ambition se concrétiser à travers la mobilisation croissante du secteur privé. Quel message souhaitez-vous envoyer à l'ensemble des acteurs réunis aujourd'hui?
Merci beaucoup. Merci. Je veux remercier à nouveau le président William Ruto pour son accueil et mes chers amis et collègues, président du Sénégal et du Botswana, d'être avec nous aujourd'hui. Et merci Mokhtar et Patrice pour vos présentations à l'instant. Mais vous l'avez parfaitement dit, d'abord on est au bon moment, au bon endroit. Et c'est important de se le dire. Le Kenya est un grand pays de sport. Je crois que... C'est vrai.
It's Gachagua. It's the country in which people run the marathon in less than 2 hours. That's quite a good reference. And at the end of marathons and other races and football and rugby at 7, you are great as well. And the African continent is a great sports continent. It was recalled, but we need to remember that in 2026 there will be the Youth Olympics in Senegal. In 2028 the AFCON in the region Kenya, Tanzania, Uganda, and in 2030 the World Cup in the Mediterranean area with Morocco. There's not one continent exposed to major sports events as the African continent, at least in the years to come, and that has so many athletes. And as Patricia said earlier, very often we talk about the great European champions, but their roots, their origins are shared with the African continent very often. And in France, when we talk about our footballers, it's very fortunate to have them. And sometimes we have exported our coaches to the African continent, and Claude is here, he knows that, and the President honored him earlier on. So my message is that it's very important what we are doing here. It's a question of education first. Everywhere we help developing sports apart from major events and competitions, and that's why the Youth Olympics in Senegal are so important. We give young people the ability to become emancipated and to be empowered. It's a strategy that we decided to implement in France, but we want the same for the African African continent, because we teach young people rules, sports discipline. We teach them to be in a team. We give them trust, confidence, self-confidence. We help them explore their talents. A young person who is great at running is not necessarily very good academically, but it helps them understand they have abilities and maybe go to universities, and maybe it helps young people who have dropped out to have a better future. Tomorrow we'll have a session on health. It's the best prevention policy. Sports, I mean. And one of the plagues in the richest countries and in several African countries, because of food and nutrition modes, one of the major plagues for young adults is obesity.
Le sport.
Best prevention is not provided by the pharmaceutical industry, but by sports and youth. This represents a real investment policy.
C'est que si on veut développer le sport, au-delà de tout ce qui a été dit, il faut des infrastructures, et donc c'est une politique de développement. On était ce matin, on parlait d'intelligence artificielle. Hier, on était avec le président, on parlait d'énergie, de transport. Le sport, pareil, c'est un domaine d'investissement en termes d'infrastructures. On ne peut pas réussir en sport, Martin l'a rappelé, s'il n'y a pas des terrains de basket, même de basket à 3, s'il n'y a pas un minimum de pistes d'athlétisme, s'il n'y a pas des terrains de foot, s'il n'y a pas des terrains de rugby. Et donc, c'est un formidable levier d'investissement pour le continent africain et ses partenaires, parce qu'il y a besoin de ces investissements-là et de le faire avec les grandes fédérations. Et donc, en effet, on a lancé, Macta l'a appelé il y a quelques années avec l'Agence française de développement, l'AFD, une grande politique d'investissement sportif. On a eu plus de 400 projets qui ont été développés par l'AFD dans 50 pays. On a notre nouveau patron de l'AFD qui est là, à nos côtés, Monsieur le Courtier, et on le remercie. Et je veux rendre hommage aussi à son prédécesseur, Rémi Rioux, qui a porté cette politique pendant les 8 dernières années avec beaucoup de force, qu'il a fait avec Mactar et ses équipes, et donc la Banque mondiale, et qu'il a fait aussi avec les grandes fédérations internationales. C'était assez innovant, et je m'en rappelle, il y a 8 ans, un peu après Ouagadougou,
Innovative, and a few years after Ouagadougou, we were at the Elysee with the great federations, FIFA, others, NBA, and we launched this program. And from Kigali to Libreville, throughout the whole African continent, we created these fields, and we invested hundreds of millions of euros in these infrastructures and programs with Orange, Sonatel, Radio4, Win-Win Africa, and other groups that have enabled us to develop all these projects, and that we connected with training of young people, and we involve many young people in these training programs thanks to the infrastructure built in the whole continent. And I was proud to be in Kigali a few years ago for the first competition that was linked with NBA, a basketball competition between clubs. It was a great moment when sports started emerging on the African continent, and what AFCON and FIFA do with you is a great driver for development. So policy for young people, for infrastructure, and in conclusion, I'd like to add that this is a great lever for growth and creation of wealth for the continent. And this is something that is also an opportunity to seize, because when you look at what sports represents and all the branches of sports, it's 2% of the global GDP, only 0.5% in Africa. And it means something very simple. Sports economy is not sufficiently structured on the African continent. Sometimes it's still too informal, which is one of the problems that exist in many other areas. And you have the raw material, let us say, but it's used in other continents. And sorry to make this comparison, but you have the best athletes in the world, and they play in other other competitions and for other clubs, which is not good for the African continent. So what you need to do, what we want to do with you, is to really develop this human capital, to transform this area from informal to formal, and for this African human capital to reveal itself in Africa and not go to other countries to create wealth. And if we help, and we are going to do these investments, and if at the same time we show what sports represents from 0.5% to 2% of the GDP, well, it will be a revolution. It will create wealth. And we are willing to
et par la structuration de cette filière sport. Il y a 10 ans, j'étais pas président, et même 11 ans maintenant, j'étais ministre de l'économie. Et en France, on n'avait pas structuré cette filière. Et on a lancé, il y a 10 ans, on l'a fini, cette
is not structured, and we completed the roadmap for the sports area in France. Our friend here, Olivier, helped us in this endeavor, and we created in these 10 years many jobs in our country, and all our athletes started to export themselves better. So we're ready to transfer our knowledge and explain to you how we manage this. We started discussions with Senegal and the president, so if we can use and help Senegal like laboratory, and I know my friend here, my here, if he says we do it and I have another brother here who could say, I bet you want to do it with as well, because it creates value, it creates wealth, it helps the athletes to be better recognized and to make a living on the African continent. That's my belief. Sports is at the crossroads between education, growth and the economy. I think your message...
When we invest in sport, we invest in people. When we invest in people, we invest in our future. Thank you very much. And to conclude, allow me to now turn to you, Your Excellency President, because we've mentioned it, we are really, really standing in the home of sports. Earlier today, we've seen, and I live in London, we've seen what Sebastian Sawe accomplished just a few days ago. But I want to say as well that your country breaks many records, notably in tech and finance. This is the home of M-Pesa as well. We've got equity, we've got KCB. They're helping millions of customers every year. So I want to ask you, Excellency, can we make sport as powerful an economic engine as tech and finance, and what is your commitment to making this transition a reality?
Thank you very much, President Macron, my good brother Boko, President of Botswana, President Faye, friends. Good afternoon, or is it good evening, and welcome to the Nairobi University. Just so that you know, Nairobi University is my alma mater. I came here first day, 14th of July 1987. I stepped in those grounds there and registered myself as a student here. I have been a student ever since. I did my undergrad here, I did my postgraduate here, I did my PhD here, and therefore this is home. So welcome home to all of you who are coming here. Secondly, I had Mokhtar. He said he played for his country. Mokhtar, I didn't make it to play for my country, but I was in the volleyball team of Nairobi University. So I tried. But I am greatly honored to join you for this very important dialogue on the commercialization of sports and its growing to drive economic transformation, innovation, and opportunity across our continent, not just in Kenya. Africa today is the youngest continent on earth. more than 1 billion Africans are below the age of 35. That is not simply a statistic. It is a historic opportunity. An opportunity to build one of the world's most dynamic sports economies. And I'm happy that we are discussing sports and money and economies. An opportunity to turn talent into enterprise, passion into prosperity, and potential into real power. Sports can no longer be viewed merely as a recreation or for competition purposes. Today, President Macron in the morning went for a competition with Eliud Kipchoge. He didn't.
I lost.
And by the way, I have had Boko, and he has said correctly that if you want relay, please find your way to Botswana. And if you want good football, find your way to Senegal. But if you want real good international world-class athletics, this is the place where history is made. This is the place where the first man on earth has run marathon under 2 hours. Sebastian, we're very proud of Sebastian Sawe. I mean, a man who went to school in a school, primary school called Jaukta Primary School. Many of you will not know where Jaukta is, but he has made history. Today, sports is industry. Sports is infrastructure. Sports is investment. Sports is culture, diplomacy, technology, tourism, and, of course, jobs. Across the world, sports generates billions of dollars every year through broadcasting, infrastructure, manufacturing, entertainment, tourism, technology, and talent development. Africa must not stand at the margins of this global industry. Africa must stand at its center. That is why Kenya has deliberately positioned sports as a pillar in our bottom-up economic transformation agenda, because we recognize that it can unlock enterprise, livelihoods, national competitiveness, and of course, hope amongst millions of our young people. As the gateway to East and Central Africa, Kenya brings together two very unique advantages. Number one, our globally celebrated identity as the home of champions. And I say that. And our internationally recognized high-altitude training environment, which continues to attract elite athletes and institutions from around the world. If you go to my hometown in Eldoret, you will find everybody running from every part of the world, but they never beat Kenyans. This advantage is strengthened by something even more powerful: a youthful, innovative, digitally connected generation that is positioning Kenya not only as a global talent incubator, but as an emerging hub for sports media, technology, wellness, tourism, entertainment, and high-performance industries. The home of M-Pesa is right here. We were told earlier today that 1.2 billion people in this continent and abroad use mobile money transfer. Invented where? As future lies in building integrated sports ecosystems supported by harmonized priorities and policies, private sector participation, regional partnerships, and sustainable financing. That's why my good friend Macron here comes through as a partner. The time has come not only to produce talent, but to build African-owned sports economies that create African prosperity. Across Africa, governments are increasingly recognizing that sports infrastructure must serve purposes beyond ceremonial use. A stadium, for example, cannot remain idle 6 days a week. An arena cannot survive on applause alone once in a while. A modern sports infrastructure must function as an integrated commercial ecosystem, bringing together sports, hospitality, retail, media production, conferencing, recreation, and digital broadcasting while generating revenue, attracting investment, creating jobs, and stimulating economies. It has to be an ecosystem. In Kenya, that future is already taking shape here in East Africa. In preparations for AFCON 2027, and you've heard President Mutsebe say this, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania, under the Pamoja Partnership, are making transformative investments in sports infrastructure. Right here in Nairobi, we are developing the Talanta Sports City, not stadium, city, anchored by the world-class Raila Odinga Sports Stadium, alongside state-of-the-art training facilities, hospitality, infrastructure, commercial spaces, including media production centers and smart mobility systems. And aside from this, we are also upgrading 2 other stadia, Kasarani and Nyayo International Stadium, while constructing county stadia, regional academies, and high-performance training centers across the country. My good friend Motsepe came to sign off on some of our infrastructure projects that we are developing to facilitate the hosting of AFCON. And apart from these 3 I have mentioned, we are building another 27 stadia across Kenya. And when I say stadia, I'm not talking about a running track. I am talking about a whole ecosystem. One that has entertainment joints, one that has recreational facility, one that has film studio, one that has creative economy spaces, one that has a whole ecosystem, ICT hubs, G2Me labs, where young people can access digital jobs. So we are building a whole ecosystem around sports because our ambition is not simply to host tournaments. Our ambition is to build an ecosystem. We are also positioning Nairobi as one of Africa's leading creative and entertainment capitals through investment in audiovisual infrastructure, film incentives, digital monetization systems, affordable creative studios, and partnerships that cement and connect African creatives to global markets. Let me conclude this by saying we are also advancing this vision. Kenya recently signed an agreement with Zaria Group, and Ujiri came to see me on this, a household name in global basketball and sports development to develop a modern arena and entertainment district within Nairobi Railway City, just a few minutes from here. We will be putting up an arena there. And today, in this conference, Your Excellency, we will also be signing a contract with another group to deal with another arena in the Bomas of Kenya, so that we can build this as a hub for entertainment in our region. This is an investment of close to $130 million to support development of modern purpose indoor arenas across our nation. Together, these initiatives are expected to strengthen Nairobi's position as a regional MICE, creative and investment hub, while creating thousands of jobs and opening new opportunities for African youth. Let me conclude this. I know we are all pressed for time. To say how we appreciate my colleagues who are here. Thank you very much for finding time to share this moment with us in Nairobi. You can count on our support, you can count on our goodwill, and we are going to continue to build spaces that will make sure that we take this forward in the coming weeks. I was very impressed to see the numbers that Mosepe said. 2.5 billion people watched AFCON in Morocco. Did you mean Morocco or Kenya? So what do you estimate Kenya to be? So we are waiting. 6.9, 6.1 billion, 0.2 billion, digital followers. So we are looking forward to that next year, right here in Nairobi, as we share the moment with our sister countries, Tanzania and Uganda. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Excellency, President Ruto, Excellency, President Boko of Botswana, President Faye of Senegal, and President Macron of France. We've heard our Excellencies loud and clear. The time is now, the place is Africa. Thank you for your vision, your commitment to harness the power of sports to build a better future for our continent. Thank you so much.
Hey, big Friday. Thank you. Let's move together. Tunaenda kwa France bana juu. Sio. Sahara barabara tuhanda huko. Sahara toa pesa anaweza kufanya kitu hicho. Bonini. Walisema ni basi hayo wakamsi. Ameweka stage kabisa hapa kwa Mambo memona. Halus. Halus. Buku. Kocak ni. Don't pull me, don't pull me, don't pull me. Okay, you're here. Yeah.
I know.
Cari paling nyaman. Nah, ini nona per songgesan kan tak satu bus. Bos, sini.
we are definitely looking at our president enjoying the beautiful air, the beautiful fall, the beautiful atmosphere in Nairobi, working from the University of Nairobi Library, from the business forum.
President of the Republic of Kenya, His Excellency President William Ruto, President of the Republic of Senegal, France, His Excellency President Macron, President of Senegal, His Excellency herman, and His Excellency the President
Our dear athletes, we have journalists, we have athletes coming from this side. So we never
Let's clear. To clear.
So welcome to the
Thank you very much, Your Excellencies.
Nyuma kidogo tu nyuma ndani.
So we are happy.
Watu wangekuja hivi. Tumecreate space au hizi ndio.
We are happy and this is the finish line. So our kids athletes are on the track where the president and the national leaders.
Thank you very much.
No. They're passing.
Just say, man, you don't
No, athletes are coming. We have No. You're blocking here on live.
Yeah. After I go, I don't.
Excuse this camera, please, just for their safety.
Not just sit now. Mnaweza rudi chini kidogo.
Together with me to talk about peace, education, and sports. from Kakuma in 7 days. We are trying for one record, but you will receive us. Thank you. So please don't push one another and don't push our girls. One, two, three. One.
Where our coaches, our players will demonstrate to you standard. Those, of course, are the champions of the Kenyan Premier League who are right here to welcome you, Excellency. We also have the CEO of NBA Africa, that is Claire Akamanzi. We also have the NBA Africa Country Director, Michael Finley. We also have some of our top basketball players, including Ariel Okaro, Jenny Okeshi, Iran, Team. It's a pleasure to meet Professor Let me just put the microphone. All right, thank you very much. At this juncture, we'd like to request, of course, you open up the basketball court so the excellencies can be able to see a drill by our teams. Coaches, bring your players, of course, here, and of course, I will allow the country director of NBA Africa, Michael Finley, right here, of course, to engage. This is the CEO of NBA Africa and country director of NBA, Michael Finley. Our teams, of course, who are here to do the drills. And the teams, of course, for the basketball to come over. It is your time to shine. We have the excellencies here. You never know. President Macron, President William Ruto, and President Diomaye Faye might want to play basketball. You just never know. Your Excellency. All right. All right, Your Presidents, Excellencies, we have drills that you'll be able to watch from our young boys and girls who have benefited from the Basketball Experience Program, a program, of course, that has been supported by the French Development Agency, that is AFD, and also NBA Africa, and implemented by the Kenya Red Cross. Your Excellencies, those are layouts. And Your Excellencies, these boys and girls already played several matches, and it will be our humble request, you'll be awarding the winners in the boys and the different categories. They'll be happy, of course, to receive that trophy from you. Those trophies and medals will make their way here.
Just to give context to Your Excellencies, the basketball is broadcast the same with them. In partnership with the NBA. It has been implemented in Senegal. Kenya is the last destination, and the government of Kenya has been very instrumental in making it successful. Many kids have benefited. Those living with disabilities, there are many courts that have been upgraded and many lives that have been changed. So in Kenya we say, Asante sana, merci beaucoup.
And Your Excellency, also, these players, we have also those who have hearing impairment, who have been included in these teams. So there is an inclusion component under the basketball experience where those with hearing impairment, physical impairment, and visual impairment are given an opportunity to play basketball. And that's why, of course, that relationship, NBA Africa, the French Development Agency, through the implementation of the Kenya Red Cross, they get an opportunity to play this game. Recently, Your Excellency, you are aware, at the Isinya School of the Deaf in Kajiado County, recently through the PS Jacob Fikirini, they launched that program whereby this visually impaired and physically impaired are given an opportunity to play this game, Your Excellency. So thank you, of course, to France for this kind of collaboration. Right now, I know, Your Excellencies, you like to play basketball, but we'll request at this time to call the winners. Blue team in the girls category have won gold. And of course, we'll request that particular trophy or that presentation of the award. Blue team, girls, have received gold after winning their matches that were played right here at the University of Nairobi.
As you can see, they are very excited.
Blue team in the girls category as we bring the trophy. And as the blue team comes,
please give me the trophy. A round of applause to them, please.
Round of applause. That is the trophy, Your Excellency.
The second one.
The orange team, team number in the boys category, has won.
Yes, they have told the president that you sign language.
Well done to the teams. Congratulations, Your Excellency. 51,000 boys and girls, Your Excellencies, have benefited from basketball experience. 51,000 in 128 schools across Kenya. Thank you to France and Kenya relationship. So let's call up orange team in the boys category. Orange team, thank you very much. For the blue team, well done, congratulations. Makofi, and of course claps to our blue team. Let's call the orange team in the boys category, or the photo session. Oh yes, it's very important for this photo session.
Let us move back to allow the photo session and clear the way also for the drone. We'll have some nice drone shots.
The presidents are having a photo with the winner, blue team girls, in basketball.
Let's take a step backward, everyone. One step backward, please. One step backward.
Smile for the camera.
I'd like that you also look at the sky.
Media, we request you to move just behind, because so you can get enough space to get that beautiful photo. Media, tunaomba, we request you to move from a distance. Media, we request you to remove behind tafadhali. Thank you very much. Blue team in the girls category in basketball. Right now I'd like to call the orange team in the boys category. Orange team in the boys category to receive their award from President of the Republic of Kenya, President of the Republic of France, and the President of the Republic of Senegal. We request, of course, the Excellencies to award the trophy. So we request the President of France, Your Excellency Emmanuel Macron, to award this particular award to the orange team boys, the orange team in basketball. That's the award.
Round of applause.
Well done. Congratulations. Smile for the camera, Your Excellencies. A photo. Asante sana. Kenya Basketball Federation President Hilmi Ali for actually handing that trophy to Biden. Let's have a photo. A photo with the Excellencies.
Okay, media.
All right. Please, journalists, we request you to move behind to get a good photo. All right. We are happy. The Secretary General of Kenya Basketball Federation, together with the President, are here with the Excellencies. (2026) sports demonstrations. Smile for the camera, it's very important for that. That picture is being beamed over across the world. Right now, we request the Excellencies after this photo.
Presidents on the football pitch, the others on the perimeter, on the extremes. Tafadhali, only allow the Excellencies on the football pitch. We also have former French star and player Claude Leroy, who most of you know very well in terms of coaching in Africa. One of the best coaches that Africa has ever had in the different countries. That's Claude Leroy, who is amongst us. Asante Sana. We request the humbly our
kindly let us only let the presidents enter the pitch.
Thank you very much.
Only the presidents in the field. Kindly let us only let the presidents in the field.
Only the presidents.
Thank you very much.
And Your Excellency, you'll interact with some of these boys. There. Your Excellencies.
For those who don't know, the president of France really loves football and he would want to showcase their skills. There we go. A round of applause.
Kenya taking the football, passing to France. France passing to Senegal. Senegal wondering where the ball is going. That's a good touch by President William Ruto. A good touch there, of course. Moving left, touch. We wonder why our national team doesn't have strikers yet. We have good players. Well done, Your Excellencies.
Those on the track, please clear as the cross country are coming back.
Asante Sana.
Those on the track, please clear the track too. The cross country are arriving.
Presidents, remember, of course, we had different teams here. Teams from Football Mass, Alive and Kicking, International French School, Angaza Sports and Development Center, Your Excellencies. They played different games, and we have winners. 2 winners, of course, Your Excellencies. You'll be able to award trophies and, of course, shake with them. Your Excellency President William Ruto, I remember on March 1st, 2024, you did press-ups at the Talanta Sports City when we were inaugurating. I hope you'll be doing the same when you're doing the penalty shootout. Right now, I would like to request the coaches to bring the gold winner in the football category, Football Mass Team B. Gold will be awarded to Football Mass B. So the trophies will be awarded. Presidents, we request your presence here. President.
I'd like to ask you all to clear the tracks as our athletes are coming back.
Football Mass Team B. Football Mass Team B, we request your presence here. And then after Football Mass B, French School B will be here. So Football Mass Team B, French School Team B, be
we have the first cross country. We have the winners of the cross country arriving now.
All right.
So let's clear the tracks.
Requesting for all right, Football Mass Team B, please the trophy to be out for the gold award. Football Mass Team B is here. So we are requesting for the trophy to be brought to us as the athletes are making their way to the finish line.
We actually have the first 5 athletes who have arrived, but we will finish with football and then award this football.
Okay. We will start with the French Silver Award. No, this is number 1. So, presidents, please award the silver. I would like to request the presidents, His Excellency President William Ruto for Football French Team B, to award the trophy. This is French School Team B. They won silver, Your Excellency, in the football tournament that we play right here. So please, football French School, walk towards the Excellencies. Your Excellency, this is the team that played very wonderful football. Well done. Congratulations. Football Mass Team B. Remember, Football Mass is one of the civil society organizations that engages in football development at the grassroots level. All right, thank you very much. Well done. You might need a photo with the president. French School Team B, please. President, we request you to have a photo with the team. French School Team B, have a photo with the presidents. Come with the trophy to have a photo. Have a photo. All right, let's have that photo. Let's move back for the camera people to have their moment. And request our VIPs also to have their seats as we wait for the athletics sequence of this particular sports demonstration. This is the Silver Award, Your Excellency. Thank you very much. And finally, Your Excellency, to greet, of course, the team that won gold, as that is the Football Mass. Football Mass, please. All right, thank you very much, French School Team B. Well done. Congratulations for winning silver in the football. Now we can request you, of course, to leave the football pitch. All right, we request you. Thank you very much. Players, we can move again. Asante sana. Thank you. We can move out of the football pitch. Players, let's move out of the pitch. Let's move out of the pitch. Thank you very much. Asante sana. Congratulations for winning silver. Your Excellencies, I'll request you to say hello and take a photo with the team that won gold in this particular competition, and that is Football Mass. Please come, and please, Football Mass, come and say hello to your presidents. And then we'll take a photo. We are waiting for that gold trophy, wherever it is. If it comes or not, we shall, of course, have a photo session. Which are the champions, Your Excellency? The trophy. This is a Football Mass, Your Excellencies. These are the team that won this particular tournament.
With the gold trophy to bring.
And we request anyone person with that gold trophy for football, we are inquiring it right now. Well done. Now you can stand in front of the Excellencies. Coach, stand in front of the Excellencies and take a photo, or squat. Players to come in front and the coaches, of course, to stand to have a photo. Squat in front of the president. Squat in front of the president. Squat, squat. Some of you can squat so you can have a photo. And the same as squat, yes, squat in front. Coach, please, for the photo. All right. There you are. The players smile for that photo. Please smile for the photo before you'll exchange the cards, don't worry. Coach, for the camera, please.
After this, we are requesting the masses to move to the pavilion as the president head to the finish line of the cross country, where they will award the winners of the cross country.
At this juncture, Your Excellencies, after the players are left, we have gifts for you. We have footballs for you, Your Excellency, President, our President for France, our President for Kenya, and also President for Senegal. We have
haijafika France. Haijafika hiyo France. What's up?
Also, ist über French oder spécial. C'est quoi là-bas?
Let's go this person. Your friend? Oh no. That's amazing. Oh, and you're recharging. Oh, wow. Wow, and you let me 4 minutes. And are there many people that kind of... Does it go underwater? Does it go underwater? Everywhere in the world. Even in the sky. Yeah. Wow. It's 3,200 euros.
Euros saying how much? One foot.
It's 2,800 euros.
Sasa unapata picha ama uko hapo tu. Una picha. Kuna story ama umekaa. This one, euro how much? 140. 140.
You go on the internet? Do you have ChatGPT?
I would like to request the President, His Excellency President William Ruto for football French Team B to award the trophy. This is French School Team B. They won silver, Your Excellency, in the football tournament that will play right here. So please, football French School, walk towards the Excellencies. Your Excellency, this is the team that played very wonderful football. Well done. Congratulations. Football Mass Team B. Remember, Football Mass is one of the civil society organizations that engages in football development at the grassroots level. All right, thank you very much. Well done. You might need a photo with the President. French School Team B, please. President, we request you to have a photo with the team. French School Team B, have a photo with the presidents. Come with the trophy to have a photo. Have a photo. All right, let's have that photo. Let's move back for the camera people to have their moment. And request our VIPs also to have their seats as we wait for the athletics sequence of this particular sports demonstration. This is the Silver Award, Your Excellency. Thank you very much. And finally, Your Excellency, to greet, of course, the team that won gold, as that is the Football Mass. Football Mass, please. All right, thank you very much, French School Team B. Well done. Congratulations for winning silver in the football. Now we can request you, of course, to leave the football pitch. All right, we request you. Thank you very much. Players, we can move again. Asante sana. Thank you. We can move out of the football pitch. Players, let's move out of the pitch. Let's move out of the pitch. Thank you very much. Asante sana. Congratulations for winning silver. Your Excellencies, I'll request you to say hello and take a photo with the team that won gold in this particular competition, and that is Football Mass. Please come, and please, Football Mass, come and say hello to your presidents. And then we'll take a photo. We are waiting for that gold trophy, wherever it is. If it comes or not, we shall, of course, have a photo session. Which are the champions, Your Excellency? The trophy. This is a Football Mass, Your Excellencies. These are the team that won this particular tournament. And we request anyone person with that gold trophy for football, we are requiring it right now. Well done. Now you can stand in front of the Excellencies. Coach, stand in front of the Excellencies and take a photo, or squat. Players to come in front and the coaches, of course, to stand to have a photo. Squat in front of the presidents. Squat in front of the presidents. Squat, squat. Some of you can squat so you can have a photo. And Osama, squat, yes, squat in front. Coach, please, for the photo. All right. There you are. The players, smile for that photo. Please smile for the photo before you'll exchange the cards, don't worry. Coach, for the camera, please.
After this, we are requesting the masses to move to the pavilion as the president head to the finish line of the cross country, where they will award the winners of the cross country.
At this juncture, Your Excellencies, after the players are left, we have gifts for you. We have footballs for you, Your Excellency, President, our President for France, our President for Kenya, and also President for Senegal. We have FIFA footballs being presented to us. Your Excellency, there are gifts of football that will be presented to you.
So we are experiencing the finish of the cross country. I'd like everyone to clear the track, please. Those walking on the track, there are kids still arriving.
Yeah, the VIPs to please get clear the track for the athletes who are finishing the race. At this juncture, we have
let's clear the track.
And footballs from FIFA, and also from the Football Kenya Federation and the Confederation of African Football. Remember, Kenya is co-hosting the Africa Cup of Nations 2027 with Uganda and Tanzania. Your Excellencies, these are some of the footballs. Please, let's make way for the presidents to be handed the football gifts. Your Excellency, those are footballs that will be, of course, be used during the Africa Cup of Nations. Remember, Kenya is co-hosting that huge spectacle. Well done. Thank you so much, President of France. Thank you very much, President of Kenya.
Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, allow me, Your Excellencies, to invite the Prime Cabinet Secretary and Minister for Foreign Affairs and Diaspora Affairs to come and invite His Excellency, the President, for the toast before we progress with the rest of our evening. So, Prime Cabinet Secretary,
kindly, Your Excellency, to come and invite His Excellency, the President. Welcome, sir.
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya, the Honorable William Samoei Ruto, Your Excellency, the First Lady of the Republic of Kenya, Your Excellencies, the President of France, Macron, Your Excellencies, heads of state and government. It is my honor to invite His Excellency President William Samoei Ruto, who is our host, to invite us to the State House for this dinner. Thank you.
Your Excellency, Emmanuel Macron, President of the Republic of France and co-chair of the Africa Forward Summit 2026. Excellencies, heads of state and government, honorable ministers, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight, we gather here in Nairobi not merely to celebrate the enduring ties between Africa and France, but to open a new, bold chapter of partnership founded on deeper cooperation, shared ambition, and a common determination to shape a more prosperous future for our peoples. Though we come from different nations and experiences, we remain united by a shared commitment to an Africa that is prosperous, resilient, inclusive, and sustainable. As Kwame Nkrumah wisely reminded us, the forces, and I quote, "the forces that unite us are intrinsic and greater than the superimposed influences that keep us apart." End of quote. On behalf of the government and the people of Kenya, I also wish to express my deep appreciation to my brother, President Emmanuel Macron, President of the French Republic, for his commitment to strengthening Africa-France relations and advancing a partnership grounded in dignity, innovation, shared opportunity, and prosperity. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, as we confront a world shaped by climate change, economic uncertainty, geopolitical tensions, and growing pressures on global stability, Africa must continue to lead with resilience, innovation, and collective resolve. In that spirit, this summit reflects not only the strength of Africa-France relations, but the shared belief that our partnerships must deliver meaningful and lasting impact for our people. And so, as we raise our glasses this evening, let us celebrate a renewed Africa-France partnership measured not merely by dialogue, but by the transformative impact we create together for our economies, our societies, and future generations. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, I now invite you to rise and join me in a toast. This is tea or what? And just for your information, we will be toasting with Kenyan tea. Please make sure you have a glass of Kenyan tea. Just so that you know, this is not wine. This is Kenyan tea. Has everybody got? Macron. Oh yeah, very good. Okay. To the continuous prosperity and progress of Africa, to a strong and enduring partnership between Africa and France, to unity, solidarity, and cooperation among our nations, to the good health and well-being of all distinguished guests and their families, and to Africa forward in our shared success. Cheers. Thank you very much. Please, let's take our seats. Ladies and gentlemen, the session of rain that just ended was meant as a blessing to all of us. And we would have wanted you to watch some of our art, but it didn't happen, and therefore it means you owe us another visit. Thank you very much. Let me now request my co-chair, President Emmanuel Macron, to come and make his statement. Your Excellency.
Mr. President, dear William, Madam, Head of State and Government, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Secretary General of the United Nations, Secretary General of African Union, ladies and gentlemen, ministers, ambassadors, dear friends. Hamjambo, asante sana William, kwa ukaribisho wako. I'm very happy to be here with my delegations. Monsieur le Président, cher William, merci infiniment pour votre accueil. Mesdames et Messieurs les chefs d'État, de gouvernement, chers amis, entrepreneurs, artistes, sportifs, femmes et hommes qui contribuaient à l'unité et la force de ce continent et de notre relation, ce sommet est une première. Il est une première parce qu'il s'est d'abord tenu à travers un sommet de la jeunesse, des entrepreneurs, un forum d'affaires qui a réuni plus de de 7000 participants avec des annonces fortes cet après-midi, avec aussi des artistes, des sportifs qui ont été mobilisés avant que demain nous ne travaillions après justement la session d'aujourd'hui. Et c'est une première parce qu'il manifeste en quelque sorte la réinvention de ce lien et de la relation entre l'Afrique et la France. Et la volonté qui est la nôtre de mener ce partenariat d'égal à égal, un partenariat d'investissement, un partenariat d'éducation, de santé, de sécurité, d'opportunités, de création, mais où au fond l'Afrique, dans son unité et sa pluralité, décide de bâtir avec la France et l'Europe des coalitions utiles, celles qui au fond permettent de préserver nos indépendances dans un monde de plus en plus bousculé et de ne subir aucune forme d'hégémonie ou d'impérialisme contemporain. Et c'est ça ce qui unit très profondément l'Afrique et la France, le continent africain et le continent européen. Cette volonté de bâtir une coalition d'indépendants et à travers des solutions concrètes, d'offrir à ce continent le plus jeune et à la plus forte croissance aujourd'hui au monde, les opportunités qu'il mérite. Nous aurons l'occasion demain d'y revenir très largement, mais nous venons de vivre aujourd'hui à l'université de Nairobi, ce soir tous ensemble à la State House, et demain, lors de nos travaux, la force de ce lien très profondément nouveau. And organizing, co-hosting together such a summit is so meaningful to us. Because this is a signal that there is no more several Africas, if I may say. The one where a French president is entitled to go, another one where it should be, Mr. Secretary General, much more a Portuguese Prime Minister or a British king. All this vision of Africa was a former one. Africa is one continent with so many opportunities, so many energy, and our willingness is to build new solutions in order to deliver these energies. And I think the best illustration probably is this partnership between tea and champagne. Champagne is well known, and we are so proud to have not just this brand, but this is the deep roots of our friends and the genius of so many generations. And Kenyan people, for good reasons, are so proud of your tea. And you want to build your brand, meaning your narrative. And we want to partner with you. And the Palais d'été and our champagne are partnering with your producers in order precisely to invest alongside with you and to build your brand. We were this morning with young people, and what they want to do is build their sovereignty here on the African continent, train talents, and just deliver the narrative. And my ambition is through this partnership between Africa and France, Kenya and France, is clearly to help you to build your own narrative, but to invest alongside with you. So in such a world where doubt and fragmentation is everywhere, this partnership, balanced, responsible, lucid, this renewed partnership is the best way to deliver new concrete solutions for dialogues, growth, prosperity, education, health. So I'm very proud to be here, and I want, Mr. President, dear William, to thank you for such a perfect organization, for inviting you here with the First Lady at your table, and for gathering the whole continent and so many representatives of the different fields of this relation in order not just to celebrate, but build concrete results. C'est une promesse d'égalité, une promesse de respect, une promesse d'avenir partagé. Je veux vous remercier toutes et tous d'être à nos côtés. Nous ne sommes pas au bout de cette course et nous savons qu'il y a beaucoup de défis. Et je vois mes frères que je veux remercier, chefs d'État et de gouvernement du continent qui ont pris la peine de venir ici à Nairobi pour un tel sommet. Et je sais à leur côté tous les défis qui nous attendent. Mais nous serons là et nous nous tiendrons là avec respect,
avec humilité, avec amitié, parce que nous croyons dans l'avenir de vos pays, de votre continent.
Believe in the future of your continent, and we are convinced that the future of Africa and the future of Europe cannot be separated today, even more than they were yesterday. They cannot be separated, especially when the Strait of Hormuz is closed and has a deep impact on your peoples and on our peoples, and also when the international order is put at stake by those who should be responsible for its protection. Africa and Europe need to go forward and walk together, and we want to be proud and committed actors, and in turn I would like to raise my glass to the friendship between Kenya and France, to friendship between the African continent, France and Europe. I would like to raise my glass in deep respect and friendship, and I think this is the first time in history where a French president raises his glass with Kenyan. Long live Africa, long live Kenya, long live the friendship between Africa and France.
of NBA, Michael Finley.
Come with the trophy to have a photo. Have a photo. All right, let's have that photo. Let's move back for the camera people to have their moment. And request our VIPs also to have their seats as we wait for the athletics sequence of this particular sports demonstration. This is the Silver Award, Your Excellency. Thank you very much. And finally, Your Excellency, to greet, of course, the team that won gold, as that is the football mass. Football mass, please. All right, thank you very much, French School Timbi. Well done. Congratulations for winning silver in the football. Now we can request you, of course, to leave the football pitch. All right, we request you. Thank you very much. Players, we can move again. Asante sana. Thank you. We can move out of the football pitch. Players, let's move out of the pitch. Let's move out of the pitch. Thank you very much. Asante sana. Congratulations for winning silver. Your Excellencies, I'll request you to say hello and take a photo with the team that won gold in this particular competition, and that is Football Mass. Please come, and please, Football Mass, come and say hello to your presidents. And then we'll take a photo. We are waiting for that gold trophy, wherever it is. If it comes or not, we shall, of course, have a photo session. Which are the champions, Your Excellency? The trophy. This is a Football Mass, Your Excellencies. These are the team that won this particular tournament.
With the gold trophy to bring.
And we request anyone person with that gold trophy for football, we are inquiring it right now. Well done. Now you can stand in front of the Excellencies. Coach, stand in front of the Excellencies and take a photo, or squat. Players to come in front and the coaches, of course, to stand to have a photo. Squat in front of the presidents. Squat in front of the presidents. Squat, squat. Some of you can squat so you can have a photo. And the same as squat, yes, squat in front. Coach, please, for the photo. All right. There you are. The players smile for that photo. Please smile for the photo before you'll exchange the cards, don't worry. Coach, for the camera, please.
After this, we are requesting the masses to move to the pavilion as the president head to the finish line of the cross-country, where they will award the winners of the cross-country.
At this juncture, Your Excellencies, after the players are left, we have gifts for you. We have footballs for you, Your Excellency, President, our President for France, our President for Kenya, and also President for Senegal. We have FIFA footballs being presented to us. Your Excellency, there are gifts of football that will be presented to you.
So we are experiencing the finish of the cross-country. I'd like everyone to clear the track, please. Those walking on the track, there are kids still arriving.
Yeah, the VIPs to please get clear the track for the athletes who are finishing the race. At this juncture, we have
let's clear the track.
And footballs from FIFA, and also from the Football Kenya Federation and the Confederation of African Football. Remember, Kenya is co-hosting the Africa Cup of Nations 2027 with Uganda and Tanzania. Your Excellencies, these are some of the footballs. Please, let's make way for the presidents to be handed the football gifts. Your Excellency, those are footballs that will be, of course, be used during the Africa Cup of Nations. Remember, Kenya is co-hosting that huge spectacle. Well done. Thank you so much, President of France. Thank you very much, President of Kenya. And thank you, President of the Republic of Senegal. Of course, the presidents are engaged in the signing and receiving the gifts. Asante sana. Thank you, French Ambassador to Kenya, Your Excellency Arnaud Soukhe. As they receive the gifts, it's a sign, of course.
of that commitment. Remember, this is the Africa Forward Summit, sports demonstrations, basketball, football, and athletics. We are waiting for athletics anytime to be making their way. In the athletics, would like to request...
our leaders will go to the finish line of the cross country, where they will award the marathon and the cross country winners.
In the men's category, the winner is Obadiah. Number 2 is Dennis Kiprop. And number 3 is Meshach. Your Excellency, please be ready to award them their prizes. Obadiah, number 1 in the men's category. Kiprop, number 2, and Meshach, number 3 in athletics. In the ladies category, Lona Cherono, number 1, Ruth Chepto, number 2, and Ruth Cheruto, number 3. In the girls category, Lona Cherono, number 1, Ruth Chepto, number 2, Ruth Cheruto, number 3, as the winners or the top 3 in the races that I've already done here at the cross country at the Africa Forward Summit Sports. Right now, they are being awarded their gold medals, their silver medal, and their bronze medal by the Excellency, the President of Kenya, the President of France, and the President of Senegal.
Please take one step behind. All journalists, please take one step behind. Let's create more space, please.
Thank you very much, Your Excellencies, for honoring this particular occasion and awarding our top athletes, Your Excellency. Asante Sana for this occasion. I'd like just to engage with the President a little bit. Excuse me. Your Excellency.
Okay, please let us come to the finish line where you will take the picture with the athletes.
Asante Sana, Your Excellencies.
Winners, please come to the finish line.
Congratulations. We request everybody else to remain where they are as we allow the Excellency President.
Please come to the finish line with the athletes for the final
remain
picture.
Where you are. The presidents, of course.
We are awarding the the girls who
are
have
awarding the winners in the ladies category. We are waiting for the medals for the ladies. They should be here. The presidents are engaging with them, talking with them. We request them. Yeah, the ladies' medals, kindly. We request the medals for the ladies and also take a photo with the president. As the medals come, let's have a photo session with the presidents. The winners in the ladies category, congratulations. Well done. Smile for the camera. This photo is beaming live across the globe. Asante Sana, Your Excellency Presidents. Well done to the number 1, 2, 3 in the girls category in the cross-country race. About 2 to 4 kilometers that were held within here at the University of Nairobi. Well done to the winners. Well done to the coaches. And well done to our legend Tegla Lorupe for ensuring that these athletes are trained and prepared. House 42 and House of Coaches, congratulations. And Kipran and Decathlon, well done for such a great event. Asante Sana.
Okay, clear the finish line, please.
We request, of course, after the award, the awarding of the medals have finally arrived. Thank you very much. Asante Sana, as we are seeing some of the other finishers in the cross-country coming in, as the presidents award finally the medals to the winners in the ladies category. Our legend Tegla Lorupe, well done for nurturing and growing this talent. Congratulations and well done. That's a photo for many, many ages that you'll be supposed to be putting as a portrait somewhere in a Hall of Fame. Asante Sana. Thank you, Excellency President William Ruto. Thank you, President of France, Macron. Thank you, President of Senegal, Diomaye Faye, for really coming to award our trophy. At this juncture, ladies and gentlemen, we have awarded both the athletes for men and women's category. Right now, we request, as they are given their trophies, Kipran, well done. Kipran are very involved in nurturing these talents, and these are some of their products, and they will be definitely making their way into glory. Asante Sana.
A round of applause as our leaders exit the truck.
Thank you very much, Your Excellencies, for making time. I know they were just short of time. They are supposed to go back to the business forum. We
And again, just a reminder that after the presidential closing ceremony, please remain behind. We still have some exciting panels that are going to be taking place. Let us kindly... Your Excellencies, welcome to...
Excellence, bienvenue à la cérémonie de clôture du Forum d'affaires. Nous avons eu plusieurs discussions qui continueront. Donc, Son Excellence William Ruto, le président de la République du Kenya, et Son Excellence Emmanuel Macron, président de la République française. Donc, bienvenue à cette session de clôture du Forum d'affaires. Nous allons procéder directement au discours. Donc, nous allons donner la parole à Son Excellence William Ruto. Un applaudissement, s'il vous plaît. Merci.
Excellency.
Thank you. Okay. Your Excellency, my good brother.
Excellence, mon cher frère, président.
Chair of the Africa Forward Summit 2026. Excellencies, heads of state and government, honorable ministers, captains of industry, distinguished delegates, business people, entrepreneurs, innovators, ladies and gentlemen, we gather here in Nairobi at a very defining moment for this continent of ours and for the future of global partnership. On behalf of the government and people of Kenya, I warmly welcome all of you to this city of Nairobi. Welcome. This city builds very strong foundations established by what was successfully done by Inspire and Connect Business Forum that was the precursor for this meeting we are having here today. Throughout today, engagements here, I am told, have been witnessed more than We've witnessed more productive business engagements and deliberations. We have witnessed connections. We have witnessed exchange. We have witnessed the power of culture, sports, enterprise, and people-to-people engagement coming together to reflect the growing dynamism of Africa-France cooperation. These interactions have reaffirmed our shared commitment to deepen economic collaboration, expand trade and investment, strengthen cultural ties, and advance a partnership grounded in mutual respect, shared prosperity, and common ambition. This forum has renewed the spirit of engagement between Africa and France and strengthened the foundation upon which a new era of strategic cooperation can now be effectively built. As business leaders, investors, innovators, and policymakers from Africa, France, and beyond gather here today, the depth of today's conversation and the quality of engagement have demonstrated one thing very, very clearly. The opportunities for collaboration between Africa and France are immense, diverse, and transformational. Africa continues to consolidate its position as one of the world's most attractive investment destinations, supported by improving macroeconomic fundamentals and sustained economic growth. In 2025, the continent recorded economic growth of 4.2%, up from 3.5% in 2024. This progress is being driven by stronger macroeconomic stability, expanding domestic demand, infrastructure development, increasing investment flows, demographic strength that we have in our young people, and the continued diversification of Africa's natural and economic resources. Together, these factors are enhancing the continent's competitiveness and reinforcing Africa's emergence as a strategic frontier for global business, industrial expansion, and long-term growth. This morning, my brother, President Macron, and I were in a youth summit right here in this compound. And I remember one young person saying, look, it's no longer looking west or looking east, it's looking forward. And forward is actually looking south. That's what I was told this morning. And I guess that's why we are in this great city of Nairobi, one of the diplomatic hubs in the global south. The success of Africa's continental integration agenda, as envisioned under Africa's continental free trade area, will depend on quality infrastructure, strategic investment, strengthened partnership, and joint ventures, expanding trade, and meaningful technology transfer capable of accelerating intra-Africa commerce and, of course, economic transformation. Regional economic blocs, including the East African Community, COMESA, and SADC, under the tripartite framework, present extraordinary opportunities for investment, industrial expansion, and regional value chain development. Together, these regional frameworks represent a combined market of more than 800 million people across 29 countries and account for 60% of Africa's gross domestic product. This is not only a market of scale, it is a market of momentum. Excellencies, the global economy is undergoing profound realignment. Supply chains are shifting. Capital is repositioning itself. Nations and industries alike are seeking resilience, sustainability, efficiency, and stability. Africa, and indeed Kenya, stands at the center of this transformation. Our strategic location, vibrant private sector, improving a macroeconomic environment, youthful and innovative workforce, and expanding green energy infrastructure continue to strengthen Africa's integration into global value chains and support regional industrialization. Kenya in particular has made significant progress in expanding export processing zones and special economic zones that continue to provide attractive incentives for investors and an enabling environment for business. We have also liberalized our foreign exchange regime, enabling investors to repatriate 100% of their profits while advancing innovative financing that is available for all our investors. Infrastructure fund that we have just established, National Infrastructure Fund. And I was having a conversation with President Macron on how we are going to raise resources in our continent. We have discussed, we will be having a serious meeting tomorrow on matters to do with international financial architecture. While it is okay, and we are having a big conversation on how to make the parenthood institutions more representative, how to enhance the voice of our continent, how to leverage on our shareholding, we also must do something as a region and a continent. And I have asked my good brother to support us as we push for the new Africa financial architecture, which we will be proposing as we go to the G7. We remain a strategic gateway to both regional and continental markets of nearly 1.6 billion people in this continent. We now look ahead to the next phase of this engagement. Our task is clear: to translate the commitments and conversations emerging from this forum into tangible outcomes that deliver measurable impact in trade, investment, infrastructure, innovation, manufacturing, and sustainable development. Our geography, ladies and gentlemen, and our history, our culture, our shared aspirations for inclusive prosperity provide a powerful foundation for deeper and more enduring cooperation under the Africa Forward framework. That partnership has deepened in recent years. And I want to thank my good friend, President Macron, for having the courage to recalibrate the relationship between France and Africa. You know, and I want to tell President Macron that what you have done is the right thing to recalibrate our relationship. You understand very well that this is a continent of tremendous opportunity, resources, and wealth. And what we are doing as leaders in this continent is not to look for aid anymore. It's not to look for loans anymore. We want to have a balanced conversation. We want to have a mutually beneficial conversation. And this conversation is going to be about investment. We have ideas, we have resources, we have assets, we have our human resource, and we are ready to engage in a manner that is beneficial to France and is beneficial to us. We no longer want a relationship that is one-sided. And this is why this France-Africa Summit in Nairobi is different. We are shifting. The reason why it is being held in an Anglophone country is because we want inclusivity. We want those of us who are Anglophone to feel as part of this relationship are those who are Francophone, because we are one continent and we are one people. And we want that relationship to be a relationship of shared responsibility. We too have responsibilities, the same way our partners and friends have responsibilities. So we must appropriate our responsibilities. We must do our part as everybody else does their part. So congratulations, my good friend Macron. We will be going to the G7. And I will be asking my brother, as the leader of the G7 from June this year, to help us position this continent appropriately. We want two very important things. Number one, we want a functioning, representative, fair, international financial architecture. One that recognizes our opportunities, one that does not unfairly judge African economies. We want a fair credit rating mechanism that does not disadvantage our economies. And we will prosecute our case and do so efficiently. Number two, we want to make sure that the global financial architecture respects the voice of 1.4 billion people living in this continent. For far too long, we were part of others. We do not want to be part of others. We are a people, we are nations, and I know that President Macron is going to stand with us. I normally tease him, and I normally tell him, when he speaks, he's the only person in the G7 who speaks the language of Africans. And Mr. President, I say this without fear of any contradiction, because I have engaged with you and I know where you stand. So I want to say to all of you, congratulations, ladies and gentlemen in this room. Now listen, the business people. You guys have a lot of money. You know? You guys are stranded with a lot of money, and we are stranded as in government with a lot of projects. We must find the mechanism that leverages on private sector resources, on pension funds, and on money that's available in our insurance companies to drive programs and projects of transformation in our continent. We have huge resources. I want you to listen to me. We have huge resources in our pensions, running into trillions. We have huge resources with our insurance companies, running into trillions, but they fear to invest in public projects because they think it is risky. Now listen to me. We are developing a mechanism together with the Africa Development Bank, Afri-Exim Bank, Trade and Development Bank, Africa Finance Corporation, RTD, and I remember discussing this with President Macron yesterday, so that we can have a mechanism that will de-risk our public projects and enable you, private sector, pension funds, and insurance companies to invest in public projects. That is how we are going to grow this continent. Continuing to depend on the resources of others and expecting that they will make them available at concessional rates will be a waiting game in vain. So we need to think. That is why in Kenya, we have already established the National Infrastructure Fund. We already have the first $1 billion in the National Infrastructure Fund. And this is a fund that we established 4 months ago. In another few months, maybe a month or two, we will have another $2 billion. And we want to leverage the $3 billion that we are going to put in that fund to raise $30 billion to run our infrastructure programs. That is how transformation is going to be undertaken in this continent. You know, we're not going to be waiting for resources from others. And finally, let me say this. As we work with the private sector, we want the private sector to develop confidence. We now have an opportunity, and I want to talk to the private sector people who are sitting here. I hope my good friend Aliko Dangote is in the room, or right there. We have an infrastructure project for the development of an East African refinery. Dangote tells me that it's going to cost anywhere between $16 billion and $20 billion. That East African facility, East African refinery facility, is an investment that the government of Kenya, the government of Uganda, the government of Tanzania, we have agreed that we want to develop a facility that is going to assist us with our fuel products. We do not want to be held hostage anymore by the Strait of Hormuz. We do not want to be held hostage by wars that are started by other people. We have our own resources here, and we are saying we are going to use our African resources to industrialize our region. And that is why we have asked Aliko Dangote here to do a research. We have the port of Tanga, we have the port of Mombasa, we have the port of Lamu, and the rest in between. Wherever they will find the most suitable location. From our perspective, because the crude pipeline was going to Tanga, we thought that is the best location. But we will not dictate to Aliko Dangote and the investors. But I want to also tell Aliko and all the other guys, you are not going to invest alone. Governments are also going to invest. So that when you make the money, we also make the money. Right? And we are going to invest so that we can de-risk that investment. I am going to use resources from my National Infrastructure Fund to invest in the refinery so that we can share in the profits that come and we can assist our private sector to de-risk the investments they are going to put in these projects and make those projects viable and make them cost effective. Let me give you another opportunity. We are building a new airport in Nairobi. It's going to cost us around $1.5 billion. There is an opportunity for investment. Are there any business people in this room? Or these are tourists? They are right here. Yes, I can see them here. So there is an opportunity for you to invest with us. Government of Kenya is going to put in 20%, bring the rest of the money, let's build the airport, and everybody makes money, right? So this is how we want to take things forward. That is how we are going to build public infrastructure. That is how we are going to use private-public partnership to drive African transformation. And that is what we are going to do going forward. Let me conclude this by saying that we need to mobilize domestic resources. I will give you an example. We have mobilized in the last 3 years $4 billion and built a whole housing ecosystem without borrowing a cent from any bank, not from the World Bank, not from IMF, not from anybody. There is opportunity for us to mobilize domestic resources. And we want to work with the private sector to see how we can do that in a way that benefits everybody. I run the risk of doing a lecture because I'm at Nairobi University, where I spend all my time reading. But let me stop there and say thank you very much and welcome to Nairobi. Great. Now it's my moment to invite my good friend and brother, the President of France, Emmanuel Macron.
Thank you, Mr. President. Dear William, Mr. Prime Minister, ministers, please. Ministers, ambassadors, business leaders, I'm extremely happy to be here and thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. President, not just for welcoming us and hosting this very important meeting, a premiere, but co-chairing as well as this Africa Forward Summit. I will switch in French.
Dear President, ladies and gentlemen, we're very pleased, along with the Kenyan presidents, to be able to conclude here today. I know that there will be panels following these speeches, and other colleagues will also take the floor and discuss the future, and this will definitely take place. But I would like to say just a few words as it relates to my belief in what President Ruto said, but also to enable you to measure collectively what this summit represents. When there is usually a France-Africa summit, that's what it was called Africa-France, not Africa Forward. We would often begin with the heads of state and government, and there was sometimes the involvement of business leaders. Sometimes we had separate business forums, but mainly it was in the hands of leaders. This Africa Forward Summit has placed youth at the heart of it, and we spoke to young people this morning. We spoke about youth, culture, creativity, sport, energy, health, digital tools, agriculture, and all of you have witnessed an unprecedented business forum today, which discusses Inspire, Connect, Africa Forward, and has enabled business leaders to meet, but also to amplify the voice of business leaders right from across the continent, from France and Europe, in an unprecedented fashion. And all of this will continue. And there will be a representation of some of you who will be able to have discussions with the heads of state and government who will be present tomorrow. So for this, I would like to first and foremost thank our hosts, our Kenyan hosts. Thank you to the university, all of your teams, Mr. President and the ministry, thank you very much. And the co-organizers from BPI France, Business France, Proparco. Together, you have been able to create this unprecedented moment. So well done to you and thank you. I would also like to thank all of the entrepreneurs who were mobilized, MEDEF, CCE, CCEF, SIA, and Alpha. Thank you for their efforts and their contribution. And this will also enable us to benefit from our day tomorrow. Thank you very much to all of you. Africa Forward, Inspire and Connect. And I should say that is why this room is so full of energy. We were expecting 2,000, 2,500 participants, and there are roughly 7,000 of you. This is unprecedented. I've never seen such a business forum with as many participants. This is a clear mobilization with representation from civil society, entrepreneurship, with experts from all walks of life who have, through the 30 panels, have organized around 4 forums: Build, Trust, Innovate, Connect. Almost 7,000 participants, 700 business meetings that have been organized. That is the result of this unprecedented moment, with results which are changing things. And as you said, Mr. President, and I think this is why we're here together, because we uphold the same vision. The partnership between France and Africa has very sound foundations. Many companies are present here today. Thousands of euros of cultural exchange, 5 million in terms of investment in Africa. In addition to this, we have African investments that are growing in France, 1 million jobs created by French companies on the continent, 5 billion euros transferred in remissions. And this relationship has changed profoundly based on what the President mentioned, and something in which we believe profoundly. Now, there is a perception that has changed, and the President mentioned this. Things are changing. French companies are currently changing, and we must ramp things up. In France, I do not hear enough about this. This is the case in some French-speaking countries, French African-speaking countries. But our relationships are changing, and thanks, and this is a good thing. For 25 years, France has been present in Africa, and this is very normal, and it's a positive thing. France is present because for too long, too many people, and we need to say this, in large companies have thought that we are French, and therefore we have entitlement to everything. We have the arrival of the Chinese, the Turks, the Americans, many others, and other Africans who are saying we're better than you, we're more competitive than you. They've been able to take over some market share. And this has been done by people who are more competitive than us. So Africa is developing in an unprecedented fashion. It's the most dynamic continent in the world. Last year, more growth than Southeast Asia. It's a continent where there are more than 1 billion young people who are below the age of 30 years. And what we've done over the last few years, well, we've woken up as French people and as Europeans. So we have this partnership with BPI France, and this demonstrates what we've done over the last few years. We have Digital Africa, our talent passports, everything that we have done to ensure that our youth can move forward more quickly. We wish to reconquer market share in French-speaking Africa, but we also want to do this in other parts of Africa, because Africa is one continent. And this is not due to entitlement, but because we want to be the best. And the President mentioned this. What the African continent is asking for is not for us to come and give aid. They wish for us to invest. They don't want us to tell them what is good and to say, you know, we're good in this field, we're good in this field. That no longer works. So what we need to do is to co-construct with the African continent to say, this is where business can be developed in energy, infrastructure, education, agriculture, and health. And collectively, we can co-invest and we can co-produce. Now, this conceptual revolution is the one that we have launched over the last few years. When COVID happened, immediately we committed. I asked President Mustafa at the time. We created an African bureau and we launched a platform to produce in Africa and to begin to produce vaccines. We launched the project here in Rwanda, in South Africa, and African and European companies were able to develop production together, because the African continent it's not just about receiving medication produced elsewhere, because the reality is as follows. Africa represents 20% of requirements in terms of vaccination and 1% in terms of vaccine production, and that's what we're trying to change. And similarly, when we launched in Nigeria, along with my fellow business leaders, we launched initiatives in cultural and creative industries, in energy, in the digital field. We did this collectively because Nigerians told us, we know how to do this, but help us to better integrate ECOWAS, because in partnership with companies from French-speaking countries and other countries, it is smart for us to work better with Côte d'Ivoire and Senegal, and to strengthen and further regional integration. So this is what we've been doing over the last 10 years. We've woken up, we've changed perspective. It's about respect, it's about mutual partnership, which involves diasporas in France. We have millions of young people who have African origins. We want them to come here. We have French companies who can also be catalysts of growth on the continent. This continent has everything it needs. We just wish to help and to co-invent and to do away with this vertical thinking so that we can work alongside one another and strengthen co-investment. And finally, we wish to build these future solutions together, because the solutions of the future will only be done with the youth of the continent. And the President reminded us of this morning. Mobile payment was involved here. It has been developed much more quickly in Africa than on the European continent. And our Kenyan friends know, just as our Moroccan friends know this. And all of this is what lies at the heart of Africa Forward. It's a change in perspective. And so what I wish to announce here today is that through all of the actions that have been undertaken, we are seeing very concrete results for the African continent. Through your mobilization, through what has been done, 23 billion euros have been announced in investment for the African continent. 23 billion euros. These 23 billion euros represents 14 billion euros from French countries who are present, large groups, small and medium-sized enterprises that have invested 14 billion euros in the continent. And I wish to hail all of the business leaders who are behind this investment in Kenya, but in other African countries who are present here today. And this will create more than 220,000 jobs in Africa, excuse me. And that's 9 billion euros of investment from African entrepreneurs and investors. This is unprecedented, and this is exactly the mobilization that we wish to see and that we wish to ramp up. So, a huge round of applause for all of you present here today for this very extraordinary result. And I would like to thank the French companies who have taken action. We mentioned Orange, we mentioned Canal+, we have the companies that work in the health sector, such as Castel and others, as Sudivica. We have companies present in all sectors. We have family companies, we have SMEs. You have all played the game brilliantly. We have companies from all different regions who are present, but I'm very happy that you are here. Besides business leaders from Madagascar, Senegal, Nigeria, Morocco, I'm happy that we're building projects together, because that is what the future is about. And I see this as well in a relationship of reciprocity. Tony was here. I thought for Gilbert, Mike, Professor Abuyo, who was with us this morning, and Aliko as well. We have created this Franco-Nigerian Council, and the Nigeria was at the heart of this. And so when it comes to bilateral relationships, I wish to see more African investors in France. It's not just about France coming to invest in the African continent, but we also wish for African business leaders to come and invest in France. And this will create that reciprocal relationship, free of complexes. Because, again, it's about changing perspective. But it's also a reality. There are investors and entrepreneurs on the African continent who are extremely innovative and ambitious, who help us change France and create jobs in our country. And this is the key of this reciprocal relationship. And this is what William mentioned just a moment ago. So well done for all of these investments. And I would just like to dovetail off what President Ruto said as it relates to the future. So we have these tens of billions of investment and this change in perspective that we have seen over the last 10 years, but we want to go further than this. So what are the challenges that prevent Africa from succeeding? Well, we know what the challenges are. First, education. What Morocco has done is revolutionary. Prime Minister, what you have done under the authority of His Majesty the King is a model to be followed for the continent, for primary, secondary and university level education with brilliant results. These are the best results that we have seen. So this is an extraordinary model. Kenya is also doing remarkable things. Nigeria is also doing remarkable things. And we've seen this here. And that's why we began today with the President, with an investment from the AFD in engineering, AI, education, education, education. Now, energy. We have this battle. We need for the African continent to transform its energy. There are extraordinary treasures, hydroelectricity, and I'm thinking about the Democratic Republic of the Congo with major projects that are being undertaken in the DRC and in the Republic of Congo. And I'm thinking about hydrocarbons. Algeria has a huge development potential with investors, entrepreneurs who can make Algeria the El Dorado of the future for transition, not just for the African continent, but for the entire Mediterranean. There is also the will to develop a civil nuclear field as well. So we have energy entrepreneurs present here, and we wish to partner with you as part of this development. The third thing, infrastructure. This was mentioned. Digital infrastructure, transportation infrastructure, energy infrastructure. This is key for developing the economies of your countries, but it's key for the sovereignty of the African continent. We share this challenge. We said this morning with the President that we also wish for our own sovereignty over our infrastructure, just like you. So education, energy, infrastructure, and a structured economy. That's the fourth challenge. One of the major challenges of Africa is that there is a lot of employment, but too much in the informal sector. So we need to ensure that African companies are structured by improving governance, by making it possible for these companies to grow, to pay better salaries, to integrate the banking and financial system, to allow for more people in Africa to have access to sustainable housing, education, health, and good development. The ability to make Africa a more formal economy is the key, and that is where your governments can support you to structure these strategies. And the fifth and final factor is, in order to do this, we need massive investment, both public and private. And this investment strategy is the strategy that we are currently undertaking. So, in some ways, you have done your part with the announcements of today, that 23 billion euros in investment from France in the African continent for Africa. But what we wish to do in the future, and as part of the G7, is to structure a framework of investment for the African continent. There is no reason for there to be so little private investment in a continent which is full of energy and youth, such as yours. So on this continent, if we wish to increase the value chains, if we wish to structure the formal economy, well, we should ensure that we're not simply extracting minerals. We must process them, create an industry. We need to be smarter to structure this to bring about these opportunities. And for this, we need massive investment. And in order to have massive investment, we need to resolve the issue of ratings. We also need to ensure that we resolve how we deal with risk for non-African investors and also for African investors. 6 years ago, we launched in Paris. 5 years ago, it was the summit for the funding of the African economy. We built a strategy for special drawing rights for Africa, and we succeeded in this gamble. 100 billion were allocated to the African continent, and this was a Franco-African initiative.
And this allowed us with the IMF to develop new projects alongside the states. And there were 10 or so programs, and this was unprecedented. Now, first step. Second step, in Paris in July 2023, William was there, other leaders were there. There was the Paris Pact for People on the Planet. And you say, well, okay, we need more levers. And we were both sitting at the same round table with the World Bank chairman, the Director General of the IMF, and he said, okay, we're going to increase the levers so that when we put more money in from the IMF and the World Bank, it generates the equivalent from the private sector. And so there was much more leverage, and there was a lot more money that came in. So there still is one problem that we haven't managed to overcome, and we have to find a solution to it before tomorrow, between tomorrow and Evian. Is that we have no real mechanism that guarantees the initial losses. So we have to find a new treaty that deals with the rating, the national ratings of the different countries, because the World Bank has made eligible guarantees until B-. They guarantee only countries with rated B-, otherwise they cannot guarantee them. But we also need to have real mechanisms for covering the initial losses. And now we have quite a few mechanisms that can cover second-tier losses, but we have quite a few banks, investment funds, entrepreneurs, and others, sometimes African, but mostly non-African, who don't want to come and invest in Africa. So there is a solution, and the solution is here in Kenya. It's ATD. ATD, the African Development Bank president, came to see me and says, we must look into this. I mean, it works. It's to cover the first or initial losses. We're going to co-invest with you. We're going to join you and invest in the capital of ATD with our capital, and we're going to structure with our African friends and with William. We're going to make sure that we make ATD the real platform, the real mechanism that can guarantee the initial losses on the African continent, if it were the case. And we're going to go together to the G7 summit in Evian mid-June to convince all the richest economies to come along with us, to come on board and ensure the guarantees for initial investments. So that's, I mean, in a nutshell, that was it. Thank you very much. We felt a lot of energy all through the day, and it was a lot of fun. We're really very proud with President Ruto to be here with all of you. And you're going to be the ones who are going to be responsible for our future, the younger ones, and also, I mean, the older ones too. But you are those who are going to carry the continent into the future with your entrepreneurs, artists, academics, researchers, journalists, you name it. Even sportsmen or women. And with this forum, I think we paved the way to a new era. And with these 23 billion euros worth of investment today, there's a new era opening up today in Nairobi, in your alma mater, dear William, Mr. President. And there will be no going back. We're going to work together to co-produce, co-invest, and co-invent, because that's the whole idea behind the new relationship between France and Africa and Europe, between us, Kenya, and the African continent. Thank you very much.